returning and new subscribers. Grand blissful Sunday to all. Shout out to those of you that are returning. Shout out to the new. And major shout out to the members. Salute to all. Let's see where y'all at. Let's see what the vibes is. Give y'all a few. The moon's still in Virgo. Right now it's at 14 degrees. Taurus vibes, 14. Okay. There could be some deep analysis in regards to money, energy surrounding abundance, prosperity, resources. Okay. Anytime is a great time to work on affirmations and manifestations, but specifically between now and tomorrow, it's a great energy surrounding us cosmically for those types of pillow magic. What do I mean by that? Well, placing certain objects that have value to you to revitalize your energy and open up doors, realign you with true prosperity. Okay. Let me make sure we are. Oh, that's not even the section I was looking at. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to start off with our Starman Tarot. See what the energy is. And we'll take it from there. We shall take it from there. Welcome, Bandera So fam. Shout out to the members of the channel. 14, Virgo 14. We are currently in the planetary hour of the moon. You know the moon to speak about your subconscious emotions attached to memories. I'm getting this energy of constant movement, searching for stability. Whether this is a home or a relationship of a lover something regards to having Chiron in the 4th and the 5th. 4:54 right now on the clock. Yo, I just been in this. I'm loving the vibes. Why did it? Okay. Okay, here we go. The way the incense is actually going behind the camera this time around. Cleanse behind you. Cleanse behind you. It could be something to do with cleansing your walls. The walls of your home. Also. Cleansing the walls of your home. Behind the couches. Yeah. A deep cleanse. What's the energy? The 4 of Wands. Temple. I'm seeing the temple. And then you have the Starman, the Magician at the bottom of the deck. I'm letting the energy speak right now. 4 of Wands. I enroll others in the strength of my vision. 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands is about creating, empowering, and potentializing relationships and establishing strong physical and emotional foundations upon which to build a life. In the card artwork, a futuristic couple walk hand in hand across a walkway. At their feet, we can notice a crack in the structure, which indicates they are together, but there is space in their togetherness. The 4 of Wands, representing the 4 pillars of life, relationship, love, body, physical, purposeful work, and spiritual development, float on either side of the couple. It can be said that your life is as strong as your weakest pillar. Therefore, the ultimate key is to achieve balance. Speaking of Chiron, the symbol of Chiron is a key. Right now, the key to overcoming, let's say, a toxic cycle or habit, or just shaking off a certain energy, is to look at your Chiron and the house that it's in. I'm going to pull the astrology cards and see what is coming up collectively, okay? And you can align this with your further research on your own of where Chiron is and what house it is, in what house Chiron is in, okay? Because it speaks to one being the wounded healer. What that's saying is that same area speaks to where you can heal others, but you may come across a lot of static or challenges when it comes to healing that area for yourself. However, where we are now as a collective, it's much different than where our ancestors were in certain segments of the journey of the bloodline. What do I mean by that? Some of you tune into tarot, you know, divination, and you're more at ease to be able to do it than, let's say, a great grandmother, grandmother even, or great 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 grandmother, at least 4 generations back, where they had to really hide doing what you see what's happening at a rate that it's not the same as it was before. Now, being that it wasn't the same as before, the art of divination, depending on who's utilizing it, has become a little chaotic, because it takes, this is where that quote, to whom much is given much is required. When you're tuning into certain information, it's important to allow the process to unfold, and in doing so, you're really tuning into those universal laws, specifically karma, the law of karma, which is connected to cause and effect. So when it comes to your Chiron, that will show you the key to the paradox in your own life that you are unlocking. 1144 on this thing here. Okay? So I'm loving where this is going, because 4 of Wands, speaking of relationships, some of you could have Chiron in a fifth, where one of your deeply rooted wounds has to do with relationships and dating. It could even have to do with creativity, a deep wound of creativity, where you may not feel as though, you're worth doing this type of art or going in this direction. Some of you could even have there goes that second house energy of finances or Taurus energy. If you have Chiron in the second, you may have everything in the world, or come from a family where you have everything, but you're surrounded by people who have less than you, and you can easily be put in a position where you would want to hide it just to not make anyone feel less than, or the lack thereof, or having the lack of those type of resources, where now, you constantly feel as though you have to close yourself up. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Chiron. Again, that is the placement in your chart that shows you this is what you're great at. It's you bring a healing energy to that house, or the energy of that house that it's in. You bring a healing energy towards it. And this is something you do effortlessly too. You may not even realize it, so it could really help you get further understanding of your North Node too. You know what I mean? Building the pillar of relationships, for example, means that you have people in your life who recognize and perhaps even identify with their talents, gifts, and potential. Now, the fact that this is the 4 of Wands, which is Aries energy, someone who has Chiron in the first, oh, you literally wear your wounds, and you might have been teased about it, growing up. People can see your wounds, because it does have to do with appearance. So I'm gonna let that energy, because I feel as though that's being connected to this in some way, shape, or form, not necessarily just for somebody with Chiron in the first, but we'll come back to that. It's for a reason, obviously. Building the pillar of relationships, for example, means that you have people in your life who recognize and perhaps even identify with your talents, gifts, and potential. They help you create the conditions for honesty, acknowledging your strengths and assisting you in seeing and addressing your weaknesses, giving feedback, as difficult as this can be, in a way that helps you to evolve. So that connects to, that message from yesterday where your opposition is playing its part to show you your position, where you are at in terms of this energy that they're bringing towards you. Where does that energy reside within you? You know what I'm saying? That they are showing you externally. Getting to that point, you're obviously in the part of your journey of doing shadow work, on the concluding phases of it, where you are observing or analyzing the experiences you've gone through. Because for that type of statement, it would definitely have to be, it's two different types of people. Someone who takes heed before that experiences comes into their life, or someone who had a plethora of experiences where they can, pinpoint where this is and really look at themselves and analyze themselves without beating themselves up anymore, or really looking at that person or situation as far as, why did they do this to me? Okay. The physical pillar is connected with health, your positive, life affirming connection to your body, the sacred vessel, which carries you through life. It not only concerns the way you give it nourishment and sustenance, but the activities that enliven and build its healing power and strength. It too addresses the physical environment of your home, which provides the sanctuary in which to rest, nurture, and reinvigorate yourself with life. The purposeful work pillar is built on shaping and purposefully using your talents and abilities in the cause of something to not only inspire and empower you, but inspires and enlivens others. In return, receiving money and receiving resources to further sustain and develop your gifts. The final spiritual pillar is created and built through the knowledge, discipline, and commitment to conscious spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, journeying, and the sacred arts. If we become over-invested in one area, the structure becomes unsustainable or unstable. The four pillars can be viewed as the supports of a bridge which leads from the head or mind to the heart. Love, strength, insight, that was 3 hunks. 507. Okay. Love, strength, insight, and logic can travel between the head and the heart, creating an open exchange, which would be a unified being. Love, strength, insight, and logic, 4 pillars, can travel between the head and the heart, creating an open exchange, a unified being. In the artwork, I just paused because I just realized it's on page 108. In the artwork, the couple are looking intently at one another, communicating at a depth of relationship, commitment, and togetherness. Behind them, we see a tall building with a golden flower of life geometry rising up in the middle, denoting the power of creation. Mind you, this was over there, but some told me put it on this side. This is exactly what's at the top here. The flower of life, which can help with cellular reformation or revitalization just by looking at it, meditating with it. Behind them, we see a tall building with the golden flower of life geometry rising up in the middle, denoting the power of creation and the rich interconnectedness of life. The imposing architectural structure they are walking from tells us this relationship is backed by the power of something established. Something about the back, right? Now, because in any of these messages, we got to read in between the lines. We got to slow down and read in between the lines. 509, which is 14. The moon in Virgo at 14 degrees. Taurus energy is 419 on the screen. 419 is the Four of Wands energy, or someone born on the 19th of April. You would be connected to this here Four of Wands. Okay. Whether you're born that day or not, the message is to look at the relationships around you from the moment you were able to realize relationships around you. Because with Chiron and Aries right now, okay, you're either seeing or your body is responding to something of the past that is rising up to the surface now to be handled, and no longer dealt with, but handled once and for all. Okay? It says here, we are witnessing a marriage or ceremony of union. Their relationship has been witnessed. The relationship has been witnessed, or ceremony, marriage or ceremony of a union has been witnessed. Something about a relationship that you viewed or witnessed in the period of you being raised from 1 to 8. This is on page 108, between 1 and 8, because that's when your spiritual body is developing and at a very rapid rate, which is why it's unfortunate a lot of these children get, these labels placed upon them, when what's actually happening is just their spiritual body, 511 on the clock, that's really being activated. And this is why it's important from the moment the child is born, newborn, to 7. Every 7 is something about really sitting down with self. Let's say, all right, but you can even do this as an exercise for yourself. Figure out what you remember that could have led to a certain way of thinking, speaking, and even where you may block yourself from allowing love in or feeling loved. Between 0 and 7, 7 and 14, 14 and 21, 21 and 28, specifically that phase right there. Because now you're approaching your Saturn return. Okay. Then that 28 to 35 range as well. And you just keep going depending on where you at. Looking at it as different chapters or levels. 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28, 28 to 35. And if there's anything in any of those increments of 7 that you are still holding on to, that literally has your masculine and feminine energy separated, or you feel as though there's a crack in the foundation, write that baby out, burn it. Especially if you're somebody with Chiron in the 3rd house. If you have Chiron in the 3rd house, you really should be writing out the way you feel. Okay, really getting your emotions out through your writing. It'll even make you, when you know what I'm saying, become the alchemist of that, an all-time bestseller. You know what I mean? So, the Four of Wands invites you to look at the structure of your life as a whole. Particularly, all of us will have pillars or aspects of how we live that are weaker, compromising the integrity of what we wish to build. What pillar of your needs care and attention? And you can even, set up a chart for yourself in terms of those 7-year increments of Where are you noticing there was a cracked foundation as far as love, matters of strength, courage, matters of insight, and logic? Okay. This card points to the possibility of achieving a beautiful balance, steadily working away at each aspect of your life, sharing your experiences with those you love and respect, enrolling others with the vision you have of yourself inspires them to live theirs. Now, in moments of, not even in moments of, story of my life and why I have such an amazing and deep passion for any form of healing. It's because I have Chiron in the 12th. So a lot of the wounding could be at a very deep level. But being a Sag, Ophiuchus energy, and having a North Node in Pisces in the 8th house, I know how to use the hand that was dealt to be a healed healer. Yeah, there was a phase of the wounded healer. And what was important for me to notice in each of these cycles was the fact of take what allows you to step deeper into your strength and courage with love. Granted, tests are going to come. Certain ones, the test tests itself, meaning I don't have to do anything about it. Let it play out. But with that, an example of that would be, okay, because I'm getting this vibe where some of you are actually readers or diviners, and you're holding yourself back because of people you have around you. And along that journey of you opening up to becoming a diviner, an oracle, a seer, whatever label you want to use, you find yourself having to back away from people more and more, or having less conversations, because those conversations can literally stop you from delivering a message, because you don't want a person to feel offended and thinking that what you're saying has to do with the conversation you had with them. Now, it would take a special energy of people, you know, to connect with you when you're at this level of them realizing that even if you do have a conversation with them, what is being stated in the message has nothing to do with them. 1717 on the time right now. And these type of people will come into your life, you know what I'm saying, because you're living in your authentic expression, as far as those that you can actually commune with, converse with, without them feeling as though, oh, you're sharing their story or their message or whatever. It's part of the phase for you to, you know, see who these people are. What does it stop you from doing? Until they realize, I didn't even have a conversation with this person, but they're saying exactly what just happened. Because it's never about the conversation you have with the person. Not saying that that doesn't happen. It does happen, you know, in certain situations with people. But once you eliminate whatever it is that is feeling as though, oh, you know this because I told it to you, Once you remove all of that energy out, you'll start to now connect with, you know, vibrational matches of people who know themselves, who are secure with themselves. For whoever that's for, hey, all I'm gonna tell you is, if you feel that doing something and your intention is not to hurt this person at all, you're just literally telling your story. You could even be someone who wants to write a book about telling your story, but you don't want to do it because you don't want to offend certain people. Let me tell you something. Everybody has a decision to make based on the role they choose to play in your life, or the character they choose to play out. So, allow yourself to be you. Allow yourself to be you. Don't block your manifestations because of, you know what I'm saying, someone else. Because all that's showing you is, okay, this is something that gotta be out of one's life at this point. Some people are for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People get it mixed up with making a seasonal thing a lifetime. You may want to even ask yourself that. What are seasonal things that you still have in your life for a lifetime that are actually just seasonal? All of it's for a reason. To analyze if it's for a season or a lifetime. Now, let's look at what it is that you have to surrender. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Surrender your attachment to results, especially with this manifesting energy here. Ooh, Ace of Cups is right behind it. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Devil right behind that. Okay, we'll look at that in just a minute. Surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Surrender to complete healing. In order to do that, you have to add this missing piece to the formula. Surrender your attachment to the result. Showing gratitude to self for doing what you can to make things happen. To let go of the result. What else? Surrender to non-action. And it came out in reverse. Now is the time to be still. Now is not the time to be still and not act. You can be still in action in terms of a balanced mindset while taking action, not moving in a way that you are doubtful of your moves or trying to make a move rather than doing it or not doing it. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. It's time for you to create something. Because, let me see. Let others come to you. It's time for you to create something or get something started, but what's stopping you is your attachment to what if, when the first message was surrender to what is. What it is that you have everything you need to bring something to balance, where you'll actually be celebrated for it. Now, with letting others come to you showing up in reverse, you would have to go towards this situation. Let me look into this. You would have to go towards the situation, surrender to play. Reading between the lines here. Let others come to you, surrender to play. When you enjoy yourself, doing what you love, you'll easily, attract vibrational matches to what you enjoy doing, to support what you enjoy doing. Yeah, take a break from overthinking a goal. This overthinking of the goal is causing you to focus on the results of something rather than just the process of it. So now you're rushing. Surrender, denial, and frustration. Accept people and situations exactly as they are. There's something about focusing on the distraction. Expecting something to come to you that's actually a distraction. It's not coming because the protection or the rejection is because it is a distraction. Surrender, denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. Surrender, frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your own power and soar in life. Some of you are in the process of literally manifesting passionate love, but you got the devil right behind this, Four of Pentacles. It's something about giving your energy to those. Wait a minute. To you. Some of you have to make a move towards someone. You're waiting for someone to come towards you, but you're the one that has to take that initiative. Let me see. Wow. Because literally, okay, no, that would be, what is that, 5, 6, 7, that 5, 6, 7. Well, you do have the 7 of Pentacles here with the 4 and 3 of Pentacles. Now, after the 4 of Wands is the 5 of Pentacles as far as the dates are concerned, from Aries to Taurus. Now I'm saying, see this Taurus here energy. Maybe some of you are not wanting to take the initiative because you feel that someone has some type of resource, or they may, I don't know if this is financially, they may be more secure than you are or stable than you are. There's also something here about that energy inspires the person, inspires you. Let me see. Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key. 4:40 on the screen. 5:29 on the clock. Four 22. Five of Cups and Seven of Cups came out reversed. They literally, wow, okay. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath and center yourself. Accept people and situations exactly as they are. Let others come to you in reverse. If you want to have a conversation with someone that you used to deal with in the past and it's time for you to handle the way you feel about this situation, if you really want to speak to this person, do what you got to do to contact them. Don't stalk them, but also ask yourself, what is the purpose behind it? Before you even do that, here we go. Before you even do that, remember those increments of 7 that we was talking about? Do that first and see what it is that is having you want to reconnect with this energy. What is it that you feel as though that you're lacking? Because it seems as though the energy, as far as whatever was going on in the past, is no longer in your present, but you could still be pulling on it. You have the Five of Cups and the Seven of Cups that came out here in reverse. What's at the bottom? The Knight of Cups. Pisces. Here you have with the Five of Cups, Mars in Scorpio, Seven of Cups, Venus in Scorpio. Why is that even coming through? As far as abuse of authority, it is for a reason. If we're looking at that statement of reading between the lines, the only one that's missing here of this fixed energy, cups, minor arcana cards, is the Six of Cups, which speaks of someone from the past, a soulmate. I'm going to get a different deck. We got the Six of Swords that came on out. It's really time for you to move on from whatever frustration or the denial that you're frustrated about something, or let's say you want to take an initiative towards someone. You got to surrender your attachment to what will happen. Because I feel as though it's literally messing with all four of your pillars. Love, strength, spiritual, logic. This may require a trip, 444. Something about a trip, a shroom trip, or an actual physical trip. Could be something here about traveling. What's the Five of Cups? The Seven of Pentacles. That's what I was getting from here. The Starman, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. I don't know if this is something you want to start over, but it's definitely connected to some sort of toxic connection. Or with the Devil, Capricorn energy speaks of authority. It seems as though you may have placed someone on a pedestal. Let's say you felt as though that when this energy is around, your life is on an up and up. And when they're not, it's stagnant. But the energy reversed once you evolved. That with them being around, your resources and your finances became stagnant. And when they're not, you are more at ease mentally and within your heart space more at ease. So it's easy for you to, you know what I'm saying, call in abundance and prosperity into your life without feeling as though you're being blocked. You're becoming clearer about this with the Five of Cups being clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, that you don't have any regrets about this. Maybe you've had. You surrendered the frustration from that partnership. Because the first card that came out in clarifying this Five and Seven of Cups is the Six of Swords, where you are now in a position to move forward. You could be the person who waits for people to come to you. Because this can go so many different ways. This could be a scenario where someone who constantly waits for someone else to make the move before they decide what they're going to do, and now they're becoming the person who takes initiative. Or if you're the one who constantly takes initiative, you're now allowing people to come towards you. And if they're not coming towards you, then you really know what's up because you put in a lot of the effort already. So, letting others come towards you. If you are the person that takes the initiative, let others come towards you. I'm in so many different, okay. If you are the one that constantly takes initiative, you're now moving forward by realizing what someone would do if you don't. And it's helping you really surrender any type of sorrow or pain or regret from a feeling you would have in the past as to why you would constantly take that initiative. And now when you sit back and you really see and analyze, you know, where people are, where you are, post shadow work or during shadow work, and it helping you to see why you would make certain moves and why you don't move that way anymore, or you won't be moving in a certain way. The Hierophant. You know your value, you know your worth, higher levels of commitment. You may have been given people chances, you know, who are just, let's say, they're just a fan of you. They would enjoy being in your presence, but they wouldn't know what to do with you. You know? What's the Seven of Cups? Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles comes out. Let me put this over here. It's a lot of six energy. Okay. You seeing that Star David energy coming here. What direction is this? Right? Something about the assistance of Archangel Michael. Part of, you could have done a cut cord with the assistance of Archangel Michael to cut you from this energy, which is also why you're seeing a different perspective. You're connected to that angle of light where you can actually cut the cord. I'm also getting where different situation from that scenario of whether letting others come to you or you take the initiative, where fuck, it just left. That doesn't even matter right now. Okay. What's the Seven of Cups? Another six, but it's the Lovers. Now, you're no longer worried about if you have enough time to, let's say you want to start a family with this Four of Wands energy. Let's say you want to start a family. And you're no longer looking at the time. More so, you're connecting with living on purpose with purpose. It could even put you back into a space where you have that strength. And let's say you felt as though you would be stronger to start this at this age, because at this time of your life, let's say you wanted to start something at 25, but now in your late 30s or 40s, you're realizing that this is happening, or this is the moment that it'll happen. When you go through all of that shadow work and you clear out whatever could have been your source of protection at the time you wanted to start it, between that, around that phase that you are now able to do so, it puts you back into that younger state, per se, based on the wise decisions that you're making. Now, let's say, going back to, instead of waiting for others to come to you, taking the initiative to go towards others and surrendering your attachment to results, that'll also help you to see if you truly want to take the initiative towards a certain person or an idea or whatever. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Wow. So definitely a new beginning here in terms of something that you can physically see changing in your life. Again, with your resources, your finances, your health is changing for the better. Show me more about the Seven of Cups. The seven, all the cards you would want to see in reverse are showing up in reverse. The Seven of Swords shows up in reverse. You're no longer choosing to deceive yourself, which now switches the paradigm in terms of others can now not deceive you. Now they cannot deceive you because you're no longer deceiving yourself. So you closed up that door in terms of where people would feel comfortable with entering and being deceptive. Three of Wands. What's behind this? Ooh. The Knight of Swords. For some of you, there's definitely a Gemini coming your way. Or someone who reflects your energy. It may be this sense of two bodies and one soul. They're coming in quick with communication. Oh, shit. There goes the Six of Cups, though. So, hold up. Let others come to you in reverse. Are you going towards someone? Some of you are going towards someone from your past, and they are actually expecting you. So this, not everybody's going to be in this type of position, because obviously not everybody wants to be with somebody from their past. But there will be a conversation where I feel that this is where you'll see that it's clearly time to let this go. Once you surrender the attachment to the result, as far as, let's say you do take the initiative to go towards that person from the past with the Six of Cups here. You may even realize, okay, with this even showing up here this way, you may even realize that you don't even want to take that initiative because you're done and over with. Or if you do go towards them and you have that conversation, you get more clarity as to why, nah, it's time to put that up. Let's see what's at the top. Five of Wands. Yeah, you're going to realize something here that it's time to give it up. Strengthen Leo. There goes the fifth house energy. You may have Chiron in the fifth. So this is Saturn and Leo here. We also got Saturn and Taurus. A lot of fixed energy. So somebody is stuck in their ways. When it comes to their worth and sharing that in the form of creativity. Or in dating people. You're stuck in your ways when it comes to dating people. Because of a past situation. Or at least you used to be. Especially if this is, you know, speaking to where you're no longer even in that type of mindset. You're not in that type of mindset anymore. But you realize that there was a certain type you were constantly attracting that you no longer do, or you no longer will once you surrender the denial. Let me see what the denial is. You always had a lot to give here, but it wasn't really being reciprocated back to you as it should. But, you know, also looking at self in the way of, why is one constantly attracting this type of person? Or why is this type of person your type? What is surrender denial? What is surrender denial? Whoa. Justice. Seventh house vibes, partnerships. Yeah. Surrendering the denial that you may have forced yourself to be in this partnership or to share this type of love with someone, but it just wasn't, the physical appearance was there and that's the only thing. But beyond that, because with the Queen of Pentacles, we're also speaking of Capricorn energy, which is, you know, when it comes to spirituality, very focused, stable, carries authority to follow through. So you may have been in situations where people didn't follow through. So now surrendering denial, as far as you may have felt as though your heart was as light as a feather in this situation, forcing it to be that way. It's 660 on the screen, 550 on the clock. But now in surrendering the denial, you're recognizing you weren't even, your nervous system wasn't even calm in these type of situations. Your heart chakra was away from it, unable to create, forcing yourself to do things that you love, or you found out, you may have found out as to why you may have lost interest about doing something that you so love doing, and not even realizing that you may have been appeasing this person just to move in a certain way. But again, this is why I say look at your Chiron placement, you know, so you can see where you may have moved in a certain way, as far as you may want to heal this situation just to distract yourself from the healing you have to do for yourself. 661 on the screen, 551 on the clock. It could be a lot of synchronistic events that are happening for you as well. Let me see. What is the justice? Could have been in a lot of situations that, you know what I mean, were not for you at all. Dang, there go the 6 of Cups. Remember, the only one that was missing in between this 5 and 7 of Cups is the one in the middle, 6. And then the Fool at the bottom of the deck. It would, wow. Surrendering denial would definitely be a leap of faith when it comes to a person of the past who is your soulmate. You may have to, a soulmate moving as a karmic, a lesson. It's the cause to an effect. There you go. So that's why that explanation of the increments of 7. You're going to see or get to the bottom of the cause as to why this relationship used to work for you. This type of person used to work for you, but now it doesn't. With this Fool card, taking a leap of faith, you may have done this before without understanding why you were doing it, as far as leaving a situation behind. So it felt as though you were taking a risk. But through deeper under an understanding, you're now making a choice. With the Lovers and the 7 of Swords in reverse, you're now making a choice to no longer be deceptive to self. 7 of Swords. What is this? Moon? Aquarius energy? There's also something in regards to an entanglement with friends. Let's say if it's someone with the Chiron, the 11, if you always felt out of place when it came to other people, being in groups or quote unquote friends, you always felt out of place. But as far as waiting for others to come to you, take the initiative to set up your own community. energy could be a lot stronger if you're resonating with this in that exact opposition between Mars and Pluto on the 3rd of November, because you got the Justice and the Six of Cups, but this is 11-6. So something could really be brewing around that time in terms of seeing your strength to move past something that no longer has authority over you. It used to fuck with their emotions. Mars and Cancer can make somebody moody, emotionally aggressive, and with Pluto and Capricorn as an opposition to it, look at it as you can see a lot about your strength or turning your weaknesses into strengths by looking at where your oppositions and your squares are. But collectively, Mars in opposition to Pluto, you're really being able to see what will no longer have power over your emotions. So it has to rise up for you to see it so you can determine what to do about it. Surrender frustration and surrender to what is, because from, let's say 2012 to now, or 2018 to now, 2020 to now, people have had numerous 555, 566 on the screen, numerous resources to really, see themselves and why they may move a certain way, to no longer be ignorant of the changes one has to make. So these situations are going to come about only for you to see 666 on the screen, only for you to really see what you've already been mindful of, but to really seal it, to really seal the deal here. Surrender now, one more. The Knight of Swords. Remember, the bottom of the deck, you had the Three of Wands. Behind it was the Knight of Swords and the Six of Cups. So you could be, you know what I'm saying, determining situations where you may feel as though you want to take an initiative towards this path, but then realizing, wait a minute. Energetically, your body is telling you no, and you're now able to hear and respond to your body telling you no. 5, 6, 7 on the screen. 7 of Swords, upright. So you make a decision now to no longer go towards that vibration that could be deceptive. Now, for some of you, this is someone you used to be friends with or cool with. It may not even have to do with a lover. It could be somebody you used to be cool with that you don't fuck with no more. And you're seeing why you don't. Because Aquarius speaks of friends and social relationships and groups and gatherings. Let me see. The 9 of Coins. Okay. Wow. And they go to Magician now at the bottom of the deck again. So, yes, 9-5, that's the 14 once again. That 14 keep coming through. Okay. You have the 9 of Coins, which speaks of independence, single. Some of you could also be, there's something here about a grandfather that's been connecting with you, an ancestor that's a masculine, specifically a grandfather, that's giving you wisdom here, that's going to help you to become more intuitive about these situations, sense them before they come. You now have the muscle, the intuitive muscle, okay, to be able to see these things as it is. And these things have been showing up numerous times in your life already. This ain't the first, but it is definitely the last in terms of a lesson that you are learning or completing. You got the blue and the red bird. That's wild. Blue and red. So from the root to the throat chakra, committing to, let me see. Committing to your values, your self-values. Solidifying those boundaries. You may want to even write that down. Solidify boundaries, 770 on the screen. Blue birds, red birds are going to be a major sign for you, 770 on the screen, 6 o'clock on the dot. Hot and cold, masculine and feminine. What is this? What's that? Why is the Hierophant there? That's crazy. Not crazy, it's in alignment. What is the Hierophant? The Ace of Cups. You noticed the slowdown before it came through. Why is these cards are doing the most? You got the Empress on this side and the Six of Wands here. Something here about doing something by yourself, for yourself. Take an initiative to do something for yourself, by yourself. Ace of Cups with unconditional love. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Now, let's say this is love. Some of you could already be telepathically connecting with somebody who is your legit person. Or if you're in a relationship right now, there's a lot that's being unsaid verbally, but telepathically, the conversation's being had to the point where both of you can come together and really confirm what's been said through a telepathic communication. The Hierophant is the keys. The keys here. Second house. So, back to that energy of finances or feeling as though you have to not being able to show your actual value. Not being able to show your actual value. Look at all of this. This Queen of Cups here has. And then that's Queen of Cups, Cancer. So that's a cardinal sign. So it's about taking initiative. Surrender your attachment to results because you may be doing this on your own. Let's say in terms of starting your own organization or business or community. Surrender your attachment to the results. You have the wisdom and the balance of the light and the dark to do so. You have the keys, the gold and silver key. You have a way of translating information that is of the occult and bringing it to reality. Focus on the initiative that you're taking that comes from the knowledge that you have. And then you have now the Three of Wands here. Go towards what? Or what's coming? The Star. 317. That's 10 of Cups. Emotional. Go towards what emotionally fulfills you, because that's what will help you to heal and surrender the frustration that you've been carrying, because the frustration that you've been carrying is not doing any justice when it comes to your body. Because you certainly have a new beginning here. And the honk went off, 604. That happened the last time. That literally happened the last time. Where there was an alignment of the vision and the heart. Remember doing this? 4 is significant. 4 days. 4 months. April, that's the 4 wands. 4. There's got chills on his left arm. Definitely have to do with the heart. Healing of the heart. Healing of the heart is on its way. And then the Emperor, 4. And strength. Something about 2017. 12/17, or the 17th, which is a 10 of Wands. You're figuring out how to really turn all these burdens into the Ace of Wands, or into a new beginning or opening of a new portal. 4 of Cups, Moon in Cancer, behind the Strength card. Okay. This could have to do with your feelings about home, the way you were raised, and the power that you didn't have or felt that you didn't have. It's something about seeing a parental figure's pain masked as authority. That will help you heal, because this is Aries again. And it's what people see. Aries is about what people see. Or first house energy would be connected to what people see. With the Ace of Swords next. Yo. It's more about this energy of hermit mode, hermit lifestyle. Focusing on analyzing, and working your gifts, being focused on your craft. Ace of Cups. This got to do with a new beginning, with actually loving yourself, focusing on your mission, soul's mission. 6:06 on the clock, 4:77 on the screen. A Virgo could be of significance. 6th house energy. So healing, it's on its way. I'm getting the energy of a hypochondriac with that Chiron in the 6th. Healing in matters of work. Clear heart, clear mind. Effortless access to resources, beginning of prosperity. And then the 7 of Cups. And then the 10 of Swords. Okay. You're closing out a very heavy cycle that literally fuck with your mind for sure. You could be a writer, because this is Gemini. Or something here about writing things out. It'll help you open, it'll help you to open up so you can receive, so you can let go. What's this? The 3 of Coins. Sun in Capricorn, and then the 3 of Swords. Oh shit. Sun in Capricorn with Saturn in Libra. So you definitely have gone through a final phase here. You're up to here. When someone says, yo, I'm up to here with this shit, and they point towards their head. But it's something about this area of the head which keeps it able to go left and right, up or down. You're no longer stuck. You're no longer stuck in something or attached to something, or removing the attachment here to this heartbreak. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. I need to. Let me see. Ow. Okay. We back. All right. So, 3 of coins with the 3 of swords at the bosom of the deck. Okay? Of the deck. Okay. We said deck. You're supposed to be in a position of authority, but you constantly enter situations where there is authority figures who possibly abuse their power. And the reason why you're not in a position of authority is because you're too focused on, but what if this happens? And this what if is more so connected to you backing out of making a decision in the past. This is the past. We gonna manifest that as the past, even if that's what you're doing now. It is the past because you're hearing it now, but it's the past. You're changing. We switching gears over here. Okay. I don't know why that always makes me think of an avocado. Anyway, that could be of significance too. Somebody, you love you some avocados. You probably eat one right now. There's a lot of 3s here, first of all. It's 3 of them. Oh, when some of you let this situation go, you are going to be so revitalized because my love, okay? Anytime I have to go to the restroom right quick, while I'm doing a reading, that's connected to Libra, 7th house energy specifically. So there's definitely something you got to release here. Let's look. Oh, you may have wanted to start a business with this person, but you realizing why you shouldn't and why you didn't. Why you didn't get. There's certain jobs that you could be applying to and you're not getting it because you're applying for something that makes you comfortable. You may even have a hobby that would require one to have a certain level of experience. And this is why you're not applying for it, because you've never actually worked in that field, but you have a way of studying it, you know it. That's something you should apply for if you're in a position of applying for a job. Or until you're ready to take, not so much until you're ready, but some of you are definitely ready to take an initiative to start your own business on that type of hobby that you got going on. There's something you are destined to create. And this is why you're being presented with so many oppositions or no's. Because the 3 of coins is, what is that? Mars in Capricorn. Taking action on what it is that you're ambitious about. What's the 3 of coins? What's the ambition here? The King of coins. Oh, I love to see that. You got the King and the Queen here. Different decks, but they're both here. You're going to have to switch paths. If this is even a career, let's go to the... Coño. It's time to switch. Places of authority. Nose is on the head. Head is Aries. Let's see. Some of you are definitely writers. Keep talking about that third house in terms of feeling the energy of Chiron being in houses. Third house, your potential to learn something in your local neighborhood. Learn something. Yeah. There's something you have a natural affinity for. It comes to you natural. But people would literally either have to get a degree in this area. But it seems as though, now I'm seeing Archangel Uriel card. It seems as though someone is going to be in a position of what is actually for you. 616, a honk outside. Someone's going to be in a position of what is actually for you. And this is the way you get it. The angel, the angle of light, the energy knows you. Even if that's just for a moment, for that moment, to get that, get an approval, or to getting that yes or that offer. You got Saturn here at the bottom of the deck. Now you got this one. The part of you that accepts challenges to gain wisdom. That's there's a beautiful connection there too between Saturn and Chiron. You know, in terms of, as it says here, the part of you that accepts challenges to gain wisdom, and Chiron speaks to the part of you that you can alchemize and transform into your power and wisdom. Your local neighborhood or the way you were raised has potential to show you your power and where you can attain wisdom, or the level of wisdom that you attain. Let's see. Tell me more. 588 on the screen, 618 on the clock. The first house. The houses that we were actually speaking of in terms of Chiron energy, they're showing up. So that is definitely your homework. Just be aware of Chiron is for you natally. But because if you are Aries rising, it is in your first house. Taurus 12th, Gemini 11th, Cancer 10th, Leo 9th, Virgo 8th, Libra 7th. Chiron is Civilian. Scorpio rising. Where was I? 7, 6. Their 6th house. Sagittarius rising in your 5th house. Capricorn in your 4th. Aquarius 3rd. And Pisces your 2nd. So you could be an Aries rising or Aquarius rising. The way this is showing up here. And we got 8th house at the bottom of the deck. Oh, so someone with Chiron in the 8th, there's this very deep wound, fear of death or things ending, including that deep, intense emotion, the exchange of it, intimacy. And that makes one of the greatest occultists. Okay? It can make one of the greatest occultists once you go to the depths of why that fear is even there. What are the concepts surrounded by, death, and really allowing oneself to be vulnerable and open up. See what else? Another house. 11th house. All the houses that we talked about are showing up here. Is that new moon on the 1st, 2nd, 11, 1? You got 1, 1, 1 here. First house, 11th house. What about this moon's energy? Is going to be your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. I bet it is. The new moon in Scorpio card in that moon oracle deck says work through your fears. And you've already been given your homework as far as the way you work through those fears. 7 increments, 7 levels. What do you remember from 0 to 7? That created a fear or a certain way of thinking that is more of a defense mechanism. 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28, 28 to 35, so on and so forth. You know? Get one more. Zodiac sign. Virgo. So, let me see. 10, 9, 8 is shit. Some of you are Virgo risings or Virgo suns. There's something here about you attaching yourself to anything because of a fear of it ending. 6:22 on the clock, 7:92 on the screen. You have an attachment connected to a fear of an end. You may have lost someone at an age, or someone that transcended that's very close to age with Chiron in the 8th. You saw death very early and you weren't given enough on how to handle it, or there's a lot of trauma surrounding it in terms of all the crying that occurs when someone passes, and you know, in certain ways that people handle it. Aquarius. 1, 2. It's in your 3rd house. Aquarius rising. It's in your 3rd house. Chiron and Aries. Okay. So you hold back a lot. Letting others come to you. Ooh, that feels so uncomfortable. That feeling is not great in terms of where people deceive you or do things to, as you would feel, to intentionally hurt you, and they don't apologize. You're waiting for somebody to apologize to you. Or you may have had people who have said certain things where they are apologizing, but they really didn't give a fuck. They were just lying in your face. Especially if they kept doing the same shit over and over again and you kept taking it. So, a lot of energy here, okay? Let me clear this up. You had your work cut out for you, huh? It's the way these two just... You're taking your life by the reins. You're no longer waiting for something, you know, to change. You're being the change. And this is going to help you to surrender frustration. Being frustrated about something not changing, but what can you do about it? In certain instances, if you've done all you can, let it go. You've done all you can. There's nothing else you can do. To surrender the frustration, surrender and let go of whatever that is. Bueno. Chiron, what advice do you have for the collective? Tell you, me having a Chiron on the 12th and alchemizing that, it has helped me to really see what others cannot see, or things that are hidden, you know. A black cat. Oh. Whew. Shit. 6:27 on the clock. With the most beautiful yellow eyes too. I have to just say that. And that happened yesterday too. It literally showed itself, paused, looked in one direction, looked in another, and it kept on walking as stealth as it is. That's the one that I told y'all about in lives ago. It don't appear as a regular size cat. That thing there big. Okay, that's a big black cat. It got a nice build to it too. Yo. Chiron, what advice you got for the collective? Yeah, the Three of Swords. Learn from these challenges. Grow through the confrontation in this one-on-one partnership. Let me get an astrology card. What is this Three of Swords? You have the Chariot here at the bottom of the deck. The other message is from Chiron. Listen to what we've been telling you this entire message. Because something 599, everything for you to end the cycle and create that change has already been said. Yep. 99 on the clock, 55. Wow. What are you advising them exactly? You better listen. And then you got Sagittarius, 5th house. Chiron will be in your 5th house right now. In general, okay? The advice from Chiron is the growth that you have through these confrontational relationships one-on-one, whether this is career, a lover, or family, it also carries key to your power, your superior confidence, your faith, great fortune, authority, and enthusiasm. And then you got 12th house at the bottom of the deck. We told you already. Let you know, baby. Yeah, 6100 on the screen. What else? Smell Parmesan on pizza right now. Oh, wait. Now, pizza, when I looked into the gematria, Antares, fuck. Okay. Whew. Antares is connected to Archangel Uriel, seeing the patterns. There's a lot in this message. Some of y'all may want to play that back. 5101 on the screen. 511 altogether. There's a lot of answers in this message. There's a lot of clarity in this message. 10144. Yes, yes, yes. There's a lot of information, answers to help you to reactivate your soul memory. And in doing so, this is why certain things are, again, coming to the surface so you can handle them and no longer deal with it. Because dealing with it is only going to do what? Keep the game going. Okay? Handle the hand you were dealt, which would be understand, and overstand your chart, your cosmic wheel. That's the hand you were dealt. You could literally, that's what I would do in the personal readings I would do. I would show you literally the tarot cards of all of your placements so you can see the hand that you were dealt. Okay? I still do, but I'm not doing personals right now. We'll be doing them soon. Y'all just stay tuned. Okay? What's this? The polar opposite energy. Que coño? The 9th house, which is Sagittarius, polar opposite, Gemini, 3rd house. Who's an Aquarius rising or an Aquarius? Because right now with Chiron and Aries is really, Chiron is assisting you to see your power as far as writing out your wounds. Now, obviously, you can hear that in the general collective message where write it out, write it out, write it out. But specifically right now, okay, if you are an Aquarius or Aquarius rising, writing out these deeply rooted wounds. Now I'm tasting wine. Writing out these deeply rooted wounds. Ooh. It's connected to an ancestor that loves white wine. They love white wine. Dry white wine. It'll help you to help them. It'll help you through your shadow work that is connected to them. You have a lot to say. Say it. Some of you about to be an amazing screenwriter. Your life literally is a movie or a series. Put your heart on paper. Put your heart on paper. 6:33 right now. Aquarius rising, while Chiron is in Aries. Put your heart on paper. Sagittarius rising as well. Because you got Sagittarius and the Lord of the 9th house is Sagittarius, and you got 3 of Swords. Some of you, this is about writing about your love. Writing the way you heal from love. Now they're showing me where some of you have written a lot. They said the next step is publish it, because 9th could also speak to publishing. You haven't published something yet that you have in your hands that can literally make your life very simple. The way you travel just to sign books or, 105.55 on the screen. Yeah, so somebody here, you definitely a writer or a vlogger or something. Sharing your because you'll be able to make space for your Akash now. There's something within your Akash that is being, I'm seeing a treasure box. Something is being held in a safe box until you write out what's in this box or in this vessel. I love where this is going. Now, here's the thing. I'm getting this vibe here with Chiron's energy, where there's a secret. It's not that, what the fuck? It's not that you can't heal it. You can. You have to rise above it, because to alleviate Chiron from pain, he was put into the cosmos. Know the hand you were dealt when it comes to your chart. That's something else. Chiron, can you verify? Just forget verify. Can you just speak? Come through. Yo, the third house this entire time was at the bottom of the deck. What the fuck? And then Venus. If you got Venus and Chiron in the third, this is the way you'll satisfy your Venus, and this is the way you'll open yourself up, or remove this blockage that you feel that you have. Yo. Okay. Cause I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Gotta get this charger. Okay. Yeah. Stop playing with me. This thing on the charger. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing mad shit right now. Chiron, what's the secret? What's the secret? Boy, if the star card comes out, or anything Aquarius related, boy, Chiron is here though. Nine of Wands is the wounded healer. The key to healing your wound is doing what you love. It's real 4110 on the screen. What I'm saying is real simple, but not everybody does it. You have here 317, 417, 11114. This alignment is something else. You see this? Nine of Wands is the wounded healer energy. Then you have Temperance, 14 again. Okay. He is a centaur. Sagittarius Temperance is a centaur. Well, it's there. What does Chiron want to say for real? I mean, it's already saying it, but it's my ass over here just, man. Hello. Hey, look at this. Temperance, and then the death card is peeping out there. Y'all gotta give me 1 second. I have to do this thing here. What time is that? Okay. No quiera nada, no quiera nada regalado. Doesn't want anything gifted. Doesn't want anything out of sympathy. There's something here about some of you receiving a lot of sympathy from a person, but it was more so, it gave you a sense of feeling as though someone was covering you or over. It's an energy of being overbearing. Let's say someone was going through some sort of health issue and they were able to overcome it, and then people that knew about whatever it was that they were going through still move in a certain way or change the way they move with them because of where they were before, and the person feels as though that's not who I am anymore, and having to, you know, disconnect from people that were obviously there for them in that part of their phase of life, but they're no longer there, and they feel as though all those people, all what those people were doing in terms of moving in a certain way after that, it reminds the person of where they were, that they're no longer in that type of space. And that can be in any situation. 11411 on the screen, where, you know, let's say you reconcile with someone and they handle you, or, you know, they handle you based on the version that they think you are today, but more so moving with you based on the old book or the old chapter of you. Wait, I don't want to do that. Sicario. Bro, what the fuck? Excuse me, y'all. My apologies. Just give me 1 second, okay? I'll do that, and we will move this one. Okay. Okay. Ace of Wands in reverse. When you're not in alignment to your true passion, that deeply rooted wound has space to live or multiply. the Chariot. Okay. For some of you, there's something here in regards to your career path, in regards to real estate. You have a lot of gifts, though, honestly. With the Chariot, the Moon, you have quite a bit of different passions here. And you may have been surrounded by people who tell you to focus on one thing. If you know you are multi-talented, gifted, do what brings you joy in that order. What brings you the most joy to the least, but do what brings you joy is the point here. What did we stop at? The Nine of Swords. I feel as though the message here from Chiron is that all humanity knows is that the wound he had, he could not heal, or it could not be healed. But the healing was in becoming and in ascending. The healing came in his ascension and becoming one with the cosmos. Yo. I mean, we've been in the age of Aquarius, but with Pluto, the planet of generations, we are now in the generation, or soon to be November 19th when it goes back into Aquarius. There goes the 9, because 111, new moon in Scorpio. The final phase of working through whatever false evidence appearing is real. Planting new seeds with courage to follow what it is that you desire. Because in this generation of Aquarius, the star, the cosmos, is where you'll see the other side of, it's not that the wound was never healed. It was just in another dimension. Because we had the matching pair of the King and Queen of Pentacles, but two different decks. That's similar to that expression too. Two different realms or two different places merging as one. The head and the heart were in two different places. That's why 604 keeps coming up. It's 3119 on the screen. That's why 604 keeps coming up. Because that alignment between the head and the heart are now merging together. Got about 10 more minutes. Why is the Ace of Wands in reverse? Wow. Fighting through impulsive action. Ace of Wands in reverse. The Emperor and the Ace of Swords. Why is the Ace of Wands in reverse? Because you have to be clear. And look. Speaking of Coño, speaking of the head and the heart, the Emperor also connects to the heart now. 4. And it. Coño. There you got 14 again. That's the pineal gland, which is the light of the body. Honey, sweetness. Venus, do what you love to really heal the wound. I keep getting this energy just flowing through saying, no, it's not that it cannot be healed. It can be. It's just in a different dimension. One has to switch to a different perception. The Ka is perception. In the Merkaba or the Merkaba, the chariot of ascension, yo. Hold up. Ooh. I'm gonna have me one more cup of tea with y'all as we dive into a little bit more of this. And I'm out. Here I come. 1 second. Maybe a little bit more than that. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just thinking and feeling out what to ask the energy of Chiron besides what we know so far. I just heard my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Now, that is the resurrection. My people perish for the lack of knowledge, and it took me immediately to what we saw before with the temperance and the death card showing up. And temperance represents alchemy. Death card is death and rebirth through transformation. mortality is what it is because of the lack of knowledge. I can see that. Can definitely see that. This video is 2 hours. What is this? 8 of Pentacles. She's sitting on a chair with the moon cycles in front of her and many tools of working with nature, but the candle is green. It's almost done. It's almost done, but what's important here is the perspective. What's coming through with this is the way you're viewing your current version of yourself. This is what you're able to see now. Remember the back of you? We were mentioning cleaning the walls or behind sofas, and she's sitting on this chair, but you can only see the back of her. But in seeing the back of her, you're able to see the entire picture. You're able to see her and what she is seeing. So this would be you becoming the archetype of your higher self, seeing the version of you now and what it is that you're seeing in the cycles you've been through. And having epiphanies and revelations with these sun rays around it is given the image of the Merkaba too, though. The vehicle of light, the chariot of ascension. Because if the heart is heavy, the wound has space to multiply. A heavy heart gives access to the multiplication of the wound within. And you analyze, this is Sun in Virgo, which is the card after the 7 of Pentacles that we were seeing before. Okay? So after you go through the lesson, Saturn and Taurus, of really seeing your true value, now you begin to align with the new habit when it comes to your purpose. Sun in Virgo, 8 of Pentacles. And then the Empress. The Empress here. A rebirth of the subconscious. This is Taurus energy again. Or Venus. And the word hobby is coming through because some of you, what brings you emotional security that then turns into material security is actually a hobby. You're making it a hobby, but it's worth, Taurus energy, so much more. It has the ability to multiply. And there goes that 6 again, showing up. We about to wrap this up. Some of y'all moving as though you were allergic to success. Gotta chill. Gratitude, love. That was the third one at that. Let's see. All colors of the spectrum, all angles. Angelic perspective, Ka. And then they got the 7 of cups here, 7 of hearts. Number 5. Everything's gonna be more than okay. 3 little birds in the tree. There's another card here, but the wild card is aligning with your compass. And what do we know about this energy? There's another 6 though, 42. What do we know about this? Got the north and the south here. What we keep mentioning about showing you the direction that you're going, or what could help you to see when you're going back into an old pattern, north node, south node. And then we have more birds and another 7. 7 of pentacles to be exact, or 7 of diamonds. Number 12. 5, 12, and 22. The Queen of Pentacles. I'm getting from this Queen of Diamonds or Queen of Pentacles energy, 22, being very stern when in the process of building something new, or just being stern with your boundaries as you establish this new, or this reconnection of your true perspective, or the true perspective, or the universal law perspective, or way of moving when it comes to life. Literally something here about 2012 to 2022. 10 deacons. So read inside the energy of Moon and Virgo is what you're telling me, Chiron. Let me see. Let me get the exact where it is now. It's at 16. We started this message, it was at 14, now it's at 16. Which will now put it into a Cancerian degree. 16. Virgo 16. Oh shit. A jar of camphor crystals. I'm out. Not really. The mind profoundly divided between the supremely constructive and upbuilding and the radically destructive and fragmenting. The intention is to gather the best, to be exemplary. But somewhere along the line, this energy runs out and there slips in its shadows, which runs wild, creating your own troubles, cleaning up after yourself, being at the mercy of a fatal dualism that splits you terribly, the plight and dilemma of one who has wandered into the territory of tempting forces. Because Saturn will bring you through lessons through what can tempt you, what is testing your temptations, to see if you can temper it, to see if you can turn your temptations into temperance. See that shit? You're actually given the keys before you enter that phase, but it's up to you to see it. Temperance to the devil, temptation, 14 to 15. That age could be of significance, 2 or years. Okay. But somewhere along the line, this energy runs out And there are splits in its shadows which runs wild, creating your own troubles, cleaning up after yourself, being at the mercy of fatal dualism that splits you terribly, the plight and dilemma of one who has wandered into the territory of tempting forces, consciously blameless and iniquitous, subconsciously charged with mischief and mayhem, subconsciously charged with mischief and mayhem. And the hardest part is that it feels too late to turn this around. That's that Seven of Cups energy, where you feel as though you may be feeling that you have to rush and choose something because you're running out of time. You have so many options and you choose just to make a choice, but not choosing with purpose and for purpose. But now you will be. As you experience the fatalistic notion that this is just the way it is, you have arrived at the center of the temptation and must learn the art of radical letting go. As you experience the fatalistic notion that this is just the way it is, you have arrived at the center of temptation. Seeing something for what it is. That card came up earlier too. I'm just loving the way it's really Virgo 16 degrees energy that we've been guided to read based off of this. Because we got into this message by the number 10 deck, deacons. 3 deacons in each sign. Right now, it's in the 9 of Pentacles energy, being that it's Virgo 16 degrees where the moon is. You have arrived at the center of temptation and must learn the art of radical letting go. Hold up. What is... Is there one of attachment? I think so. Damn, that shit is deep. Okay. The block of the crown chakra is attachment. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. This shit is going wild. Okay. As you experience the fatalistic notion, a notion of something being fatal, but is it actually? And that is just the way it is, depending on the perspective or dimension one chooses to live in. Once you have arrived at the center of temptation, you must learn the art of radical letting go, which means to detach. The opposite is attachment. Attachment blocks the crown chakra. You would have to be temperance in situations of temptation. See it as a reflection, because you have the Devil card that represents temptation. Y'all funny. And if you go back, you approach temperance. But Temperance or Sagittarius says, I see, which is the pineal gland energy. It's the mind's eye. 6, the 604. Let me tell you something. Between this message and the last and yesterday's, if you begin to see 604, just know that you are remembering what it means to let go. So now you're in the position of aligning with the crown chakra. Look at this as building a house. It's not complete until you put the roof on it. Which would be the crown. So 604 is going to be showing some of you this is what is taking you out of alignment with your crown, or this is a situation that's going to help you to put it on. The way you determine this for yourself, what puts you at a high vibration or puts you at a low vibration. Paying attention to the wisdom of your body, which is also Taurus energy. That's why the Hierophant was coming up in between the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. The wisdom of your body is connected to the direct answer of your intuition. Nine of Pentacles is second deacon, Virgo 16, what we're reading right now. Being at the mercy of fatal dualism that splits you terribly. What are the two pillars of the High Priestess? Mercy and severity. So without that intuitive connection, I'm getting this energy of a world that doesn't even exist. It's after the High Priestess is this one over here. The Empress. 144:44 on the screen, on the clock. Behind the Empress, the Lovers. Which is about making a decision. Ten of Pentacles. Third deacon, Virgo. But somewhere along the lines, the energy runs out, and there slips in its shadows, which runs wild, creating your own troubles. By doing what it is that you don't love. Creating your own troubles that way. It's time to clean that up. Make the decision to clean it up. Make space for a new project that has to do with what you're passionate about. You have to be clear about this. There is no, it seems as though the world is unreal without the energy of the High Priestess, being at the mercy of fatal dualism. Ace of Wands is in reverse, clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Emperor. Divine Masculine representing the pineal gland. but the pineal gland is it can't operate without the pituitary. The feminine. Fatal dualism. Fatal dualism is speaking to, it's fatal because it's not actually dual. Because of other rules to the game besides the universal laws. And with that, I conclude your message for this beautiful Sunday. May these messages be of immense assistance for your clarity. Okay, remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't for another time if it applies. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up energy button, and I will see y'all on the next load.